Again, everybody, and welcome to Procrastinator's Pit Stop. We have another amazing guest for you today. Jeanne Omlor is a business strategist, seven-figure online business coach, and certified servant leadership executive coach. At 54 years old, she was a solo parent in deep debt and got herself online into $1 million in 17 months without ads and has since scaled to multi-millions in 5 years. Her company has helped over 400 businesses to thrive online. She is emotionally connected to helping others make money as she lived in lack for years and overcame that mindset. She is now helping as many people as she can to maximize profits and reach their full potential while being the visionary they're destined to be. Sean, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks so much. Nice to be here.
Excellent. Now, just before we get into everything, we do have a little bit of an icebreaker that we like to throw out there just to get things flowing. So, John, tell me, who is the cartoon character that you resonate with the most and why?
It's funny, when you first said that, I thought of Daffy Duck. And, it's funny. I thought, why Daffy Duck? And I think Daffy Duck because Daffy Duck is a bumbler. And I used to be like a real bumbler, and I'm still kind of clumsy now. And Daffy Duck is sort of like adorable, but bumbler, but then in the end, kind of smart, you know? So, yeah, I'm sort of, fumbling and bumbling my way through life because even though it looks like we have it all together, like nobody has it together, like no one, right?
Oh, there's a lot of truth in that statement for sure. And Jean, why don't you go into a little bit about your background and your journey and how you came to be where you are today?
Well, sure. So, um, my journey was I used to be sort of a starving artist, flaky kind of type. And my whole life was different for years because I just really lived for art. And that went on for a long time. And there's beauty in that. And I kind of didn't care. I didn't have money. I was in that category of people that denied money was even important, which is, of course, a denial. But I lived like that. It was sort of romantic for years. And then I got married and I had kids and the marriage didn't work out and I had the kids. So you really have to get real about like how serious you are about earning money to support those children. So I realized at one point, okay, now I have to get serious about like this is serious now, and I need to provide. So it changed my money mindset, and I thought, I've got to get serious and I've got to make this work. So I started coaching almost 13 years ago. I was doing the whole offline, uh, networking events, and that's what's broken. You can't really build a very sustainable business like that. It's hard. So I did that for 8 years, and then I got online 5 years ago, and I realized that's the sweet spot. That's we can really impact your productivity, get clients without so much hardship. And I feel like people are married to hardship, and it doesn't really you have to do the work, but it doesn't have to be that hard. And I realized, wow, this is the sweet spot. I worked at it, but not having to go out to networking events and working from home, and I got to $1 million in 17 months. It was just a revelation for me, and I wanted to help other people with that mindset of it doesn't have to be that hard. You got to do the work, but you don't have to kill yourself and burn out because that isn't success. We know that now. The old way of, killing yourself and burning out, that is in itself not success. So that's where it is now. Do the work, but find the way to do the work with the least amount of friction.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. I definitely like that last part there. Figure out a way to do the work, not necessarily without effort or how much effort you need to put in, but how much friction there is. So would you say that you're a path to least resistance kind of person then?
No, I would say that I would love if the path to I would love if the path to the least resistance worked 100%, but in life, there's not the black and the white. And I feel like writers and people that come up with ideas, it's always all or nothing. It's not all or nothing. It's never all or nothing. It's a blend because life is a blend. So, the whole, oh, I'm going to just work with ease and flow. Well, I love ease and flow. I love it. Would I be where I am if I sat on a couch just easing and flowing and manifesting? No. I do believe in manifestation coupled with work. There is work involved, and you don't just say hard work. It's not hard work. It's just work. I feel also like there's that other extreme of, the grind and the hustle and the hard work. Well, really, when I think about it, what I do is not really hard work. It's really not hard work is, digging ditches in sub-zero conditions in Siberia. That's hard work. So it really is a lot. I feel like how you view things and how you talk about things and how you frame things is very important. Very important. So the path of least, yeah, I love that. And I sort of kind of practice that sometimes because I believe business success is about like going for it, but it's also about the letting go energy. You can't let go all the time. So I balance that. Like, okay, and I actually say to myself, okay, now I'm in letting go period. Just in let it. And I was just like, I'm letting go right now and I'm not doing the hustle because you have to have a balance of that. It's not always letting go and it's not always hustling. It's a blend.
That's interesting. So, what is your take on procrastination, and what does it mean to you personally?
Oh, I was a master procrastinator for most of my life. Most of my life. And it's painful being a procrastinator because you always have a sense of guilt. Always. There's a sense of guilt about, oh, I didn't get that done. And then that guilt, I still didn't get it done. I'm leaving that to the last moment. And then so you're basically, oh, I just had a feeling about that, in my heart when I was talking. There's a memory of it. It's really a way to make yourself feel crappy. Like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going to procrastinate. So it's really kind of like self-abuse in a way to procrastinate because you're going to feel crappy and you do it anyway. So it's like it's just this self-fulfilling prophecy of feeling bad about yourself. So when I realized that, I thought, you know what? Wait a minute. It's also fear. If you're procrastinating on something, there is always fear involved, I realized. And I thought, okay, what am I afraid of? What am I afraid of in this? Okay, here's a job. Oh, okay, let's look at that. And I didn't do a lot of analysis on this. It just came to me. It's like, okay, why are you not? Oh, you're not doing it because, well, it's boring. Okay, how do we make it less boring? How do we do that? You're procrastinating because it's such a huge job and you're afraid of that huge job. How do we chunk it down and make it more manageable? So I realized there were, like, for instance, the big one was like, it's such a huge job. It's just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to finish that? To me, then it was like, okay, how do I chunk this down into bite-sized slices? Okay, so I have a job here. I'm going to now make this 3 different jobs. The first part is this. So now I'm doing just the first part. Forget the last 2 parts. Now I've done a third of that as a whole job. I'm creating a whole job, a whole task. I did it. Then I feel like amazing, like I'm a rock star. Wow, I did that. And I'm not thinking about the other parts. So if you actually like cut things up into bite-sized, manageable projects, tasks, that's how that worked for me. Because then it was like I could feel good that I did a third of the job, which I'm calling a whole job. Because now it's just about framing it differently. So that changed my life, that I'm not going to get everything done, and I'm going to be at peace with that. I'm going to be getting part of it done, and I'm calling that done. Then I'm excited, and I'm patting myself on the back, and I feel great about my success. So it's really about like how big is the job and chunking it down. Then it's like, then other stuff. I'm afraid because I'm afraid of looking at my finances. It's usually a money thing too. So I'm just, for that, you have to take a deep breath and say, I'm not afraid of looking at my finances. I will be brave. I just got a heart feeling then as well. Because this is bringing back all this stuff that I went through. It really is, what are you afraid of? And then, what do I have to gain by facing this fear? Let's see. I'm going to feel great about myself. I'm going to actually move forward. I'm going to not feel crappy. I'm going to feel like it's success. I'm going to get stuff done. I'm going to free up psychic energy, mental energy, so I can do other things. I'm going to feel better this weekend because I don't have that niggling like, oh, I didn't do that. Basically, life quality. So that was my journey. And I was telling you before, I never procrastinate, ever. Sometimes I don't get to stuff. It's not procrastinating. It's because I have other things that are backed up. And then I do procrastinate like on stuff that's like I have to take more consideration with. And that's kind of a smart thing. So it's not really procrastination in a way. It's more take my time with that because I have to investigate stuff. So yeah, not procrastinating just made me feel so much better about my life.
Okay. And what would you say was the turning point for you when it came to procrastination? Like what was the actual moment that you had that you decided that you needed to look at it and to fix it?
Well, I wasn't making enough money in my business. I wasn't getting to stuff. And it was this just icky feeling every day of I didn't feel professional. I thought, a professional manages their affairs better. And when I saw myself as more of a professional, I got more clients because they saw myself as a more. And when I was practicing what I was preaching, because I'm a coach, I thought, how on earth can I coach people until so when I became a coach, I pretty much fixed that immediately because I can't live not in wholeness and I can't live being a fake because my main thing in my life, one of my core values is hashtag unfake. Hashtag unfake. And when you're faking that you're being a certain way and you're coaching people, it's not congruent. And I feel I can't live like that. So I fixed that. I thought, you know what? No, I got to fix this right away. So I did.
Okay. So you could say that a lot of that procrastination came down to it going against one of your core values.
Absolutely. Especially because now I was helping other people. I thought, I can't live like this anymore. This is just not good. I can't pretend. I can't tell people don't procrastinate and here's how you don't procrastinate. If I'm doing it myself, it's not right. It's not true.
I can understand that. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about your business and the people that you help?
Sure. Well, I help visionaries because I care about vision and I truly care about, I won't say impact, I'll say it, but it means much more than that. I love helping people that want to help other people, truly. So for me, a visionary is just somebody that sees past their own needs. It's just somebody that wants to help even one other person. It's not that they have to be like the biggest influencer in the world. To me, a visionary has a vision of helping other people, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 10, or 100. Okay. So I love helping these people because those people deserve to thrive. Those people deserve to make money. And so my mission is to help people that truly have some kind of mission, big or small, to help other people, i.e. other coaches and consultants, to thrive, to have a great life while they are helping other people to thrive in whatever way, whatever they're coaching.
Okay. And is there anything that you've had quite an amazing experience and quite a long journey? What would you say was the most challenging thing in your journey, and how did you overcome it?
The most challenging thing is to be at zero. It really is. I just got goosebumps. Is to be at zero and to see that huge mountain that you have to climb again, because it's not like I haven't done other things in my life. It's that moment where it's like, I know I need to climb this mountain and I just got to start doing it. It's that pain, of blah, every time we do a new project or a new thing, it's that thing, okay, another mountain to climb. And that's kind of painful in a way. It's actual pain, right? It really is. It's like, I got to start another whole thing. Okay. And you've got to really sort of like buckle up for that, right? Emotionally, motivation wise, it's work. You've got to just be energetically ready for that. So I think that's kind of the hardest thing is like, got to do this, got to do this. And then putting your head down and starting the work.
So in your case, how did you keep yourself motivated?
Well, when things start to work, you don't need to motivate yourself. Like there's this flow. There is a flow. Now, I'm not making fun of flow. Flow is there. I'm just saying those people that go, everything has to be ease and flow. Everything is not ease and flow. There is friction. There is some stress. There is some striving. There's some bad luck. There's some good luck. And there is effort. You want to make it as effortless as possible, but that does not exist that you make no effort and things happen, except for sometimes. Because when you're in flow, then there's effortlessness, but you have to get to flow to make that happen, I believe. So there's a dichotomy there that you want to get to flow so stuff happens effortlessly, but you can't get to flow with no effort. Make sense? Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense. And it's a very big topic and a very big thing. So when somebody comes to you first, what's sort of the process that you go through to try and help them, achieve their
Well, the
vision?
first thing is we have to get like super clear on what they want. Like, and I just say, what do you really want? They're like, oh, nobody asks me that. They just start giving me advice. What I want for somebody, and I don't really want anything for somebody except I want what they want for themselves. Because people say to me, oh, I guess you're going to want me to do this. I'm like, nope. I want to figure out what you want. And then I want that for you as well. Does that make sense? Because otherwise, it's about me and it's never about me. It truly is not about me at all. It's never about the person helping. If it is, you're a narcissist. Just point blank, narcissism. So for me, to want something for somebody else when I don't even know what they want is bizarre. So it's like, first, what do you want? Because everybody wants something different. People don't want the same thing. And then I'm like, okay, we got to figure out how to get that for you because I want that for you too because that's what you want. Everybody wants something different. So then we figure out who are they serving? Who do they want to help? And then how? What is the vehicle? What's the program? What's the offer? So we got to figure out what they want, who they're helping, and what is the offer. And once you're clear on those three things, then you don't need that much motivation because then it's like, okay, my mission is clear, and the motivation comes because it's like so clear. And I feel people are not motivated because they're not clear. It's like hard to get along when you don't know what you're doing. So once we get that clear, then we get a path, then we get a pathway, and then we have, we come up with a strategy to deliver that goodness of the offer to the right people. And then you just become on fire because clarity is just a beautiful, wonderful feeling.
Yeah, it sounds like a really beautiful process, and it's different to a lot of the other things you sometimes hear. So you've helped over 400 businesses. You've
Mm-hmm.
had a lot of success. Is there any one kind of success that stands out above the others for you?
Honestly, how people become successful is a beautiful thing, and there's different times. And I'll give you this. Somebody came into my program. She didn't even have a sales call. We were chatting on Facebook Messenger. She was eating dinner. I was making dinner, and I was stirring pots, and she was chomping, and we were just kind of going back and forth. She goes, chewing, let me finish my dinner, and then I'm going to give you my credit card. I don't need a sales call. You're the one. Okay. Oh, and I'm paying in full because I want that to happen for me. She came in, she did the work, and she got to $91,000 in 4 weeks in my program. And she had another two. I have a 3-month program in a year. She was just doing the 3-month program. Then she had another 2 months that were also amazing, not quite 91. So I love telling that story because of the possibility involved. People are like, no way. I'm like, yes way. Anything is possible. Does that happen to everybody? Of course not. It doesn't happen to everyone, but there's other beautiful stories, and it doesn't have to be, I got to 91K. I didn't get to what 91K in 4 weeks myself. So, but I love when people surpass what I've done in the first, I love it because it's just like, wow, anything is possible. And I love helping people to create miracles for themselves.
Mhm. Right. And so you've got all this wonderful wisdom and information. If you had to give one tip
Mhm.
that somebody could take today, condense it all down, there is no silver
Mhm.
bullet. But if you could give somebody one tip to really start in the right direction of, towards their vision or towards their
Mhm.
idea, what would it be?
It's really clear on what you're doing, what it costs, who you're helping, and then just do it and be all in. And you knew this is coming. Get help. I've always had coaches, and to me, why would I like fuss around in the mud when I can just pay somebody, get the answer, and move forward? Because time is more valuable than money every day.
Okay. So essentially, just get clear and then get the help that you need to move forward. Okay. I think those are small enough and actual enough. We
Mhm.
could do those. And you've got a lot of vision and a lot of energy and a lot of big plans, I'm sure. Where do you see yourself in the next year?
I see myself, my business, as it's always growing, so I see it as continuing to grow. You know what? I have great clients, and and they're great. They can't even get better than they are now. So I just see a continual growth and helping more people. And that's it. I mean, I'll probably come up with some other product or something, but I just love where I am and it's working and it's fantastic. So it's just really growth at this point.
Okay. And is there anything about your program that you like really like to highlight that makes? I mean, we already know that you're different than a multitude of others out there. But is there anything that you really take pride
Uh-huh.
on that you are different from everybody else out there?
Absolutely. That when people ask a question, people can ask me a question on Facebook Messenger and I will answer them at any time if I'm awake. So every day I think, how can the service be better? Because I truly feel that there's been such a breakdown in service in general for all businesses. All businesses are really the service is so bad in a lot of businesses. Some are good, that has really sort of leaked into the coaching business. And I feel like most coaches and coaching companies and programs don't even feel like they owe good service to their clients, which I find completely bizarre, to be honest. I've never understood why they think people should pay them high ticket and then they ignore them. I've never been able to get past that. So I'm like, well, that's not what I want to do. And I've learned a lot of what not to do from coaching with a lot of people in a lot of bad programs where they just take your money and it's like they ignore you. So very proud of the fact that when people ask us a question, we answer immediately and we give the help, because what we want to do is not waste a minute of your life. Because again, time. We want people to come in, ask a question, and we are like, sure. So there's many ways to get help in my program, and it's not submitting, a form to ask a question, because I would never make people jump through hoops because I think that's cruel. I just think, why are we making people jump through hoops? That's everything I'm against. I'm against all sorts of gatekeeping. I'm vehemently, because I was gate kept a lot of my life. I was an actress. Talk about gatekeeping. And I hated it. I'm like, why do we have to be so treated like sheep? So now, because of that, that helped me just zero gatekeeping. You need help? Sure. Ask a question. I'll answer immediately or as soon as I'm off a podcast. So I do pride ourselves that we actually care and we actually want our clients to get ROI from the program. And we actually have an agreement of ROI in the program contract.
Okay. Well, actually, that segues into one of my last questions for you, actually, pretty nicely. So, with the advent of I mean, everybody's talking about it. We're all worried about it. It's going to kick off, 95% of jobs within 50 years and all these other, sensationalized things. Um, how do you see AI and will you use it in your business?
I do use a little bit of AI in my business. The way that coaches are using AI, unfortunately, is those chatbots. Those are AI. Okay. I don't like them because you can tell they're chatbots, and my whole thing is about authenticity. But surely, there's things that we're using that are I use AI sometimes for rewriting stuff, Claude and ChatGPT. So definitely AI, and I even have a little small module how to use the AI to rewrite content, which can save time. So yeah, we do use AI, and we run by my podcast titles through AI to come up with better ideas. So I'd say it's more with Claude and ChatGPT. Regarding AI as a larger, I'm really into AI and knowing what the future of AI is, because it does affect us, and we are silly not to educate ourselves on. People go, I don't care about AI. It kind of doesn't matter whether you care about it or not, because it's happening. The future is now. When they say that, I'm like, well, that's kind of a dumb statement, because whether you care about it or not, it's happening. So to put your head under the sand is kind of stupid. To say you don't care about it, well, you kind of have to. You don't have to use it, but you have to care about what is already happening. It's not going to happen. It's already. Now, the thing is this. I'm involved with these people that are really into AI, and they figured out that AI is going to change our lives so much in the next few years that a lot of people won't be able to cope because of the galloping exponential change and growth. So one of the things that is really going to be needed is counseling. Counseling, because people are going to be like, how do I cope? Now, coaching is also a form of counseling. And I feel like even though there'll be all these bot coaches, human beings still will want, and it may be, I think it will be at a premium with all the bots and all that, all the chat bots. People just want a person now. So I feel like coaching is really the sweet spot to be in right now for the future, because it will be at a premium that we get to talk to a person that we get. Now, I have this idea to get a Jeanne bot where my clients can ask me, the bot, things whenever they want, but it won't be replacing me. It'll be in addition. So there's a 24/7 like chat bot that talks, but it will be kind of a cool thing. So yeah, I will be using AI, but not to replace me, to add extra features.
Okay. So you'll be using AI to make like an AI version of yourself,
Hmm.
and but in your eyes, it's an addition to. So you don't worry about that. So at some point, a lot of doctors and lawyers are in the same boat right now. There's this interesting program in Australia where they're giving these pro bono lawyers that are AIs
Hmm.
to settle real court
Yes.
cases and things. So
And
you
I know
believe
all
that.
about that, and they're doing a better job than the lawyers because there's no human error at all. And they're also using robot doctors, and the people have reported that they're far more empathetic than doctors. So we're in trouble. Okay, this is coming, and I agree with them that a lot of jobs will be gone. And maybe though I don't really feel they're going to replace coaches because we want a human being in that sense, right? You want to talk to your coach. I mean, there are chatbot coaching things, but I don't. Quite frankly, I don't know. I mean, I want to talk to a human being myself. So, but it could be like an added feature, like just because it's like a novelty at the moment.
Gotcha. Understood. Understood for sure. And I get that. I know that I talk to many people that are frustrated trying to get through the phone tree.
Oh, it's awful. It's like,
I
please.
I know.
Yeah, there's good and the bad, right?
Oh well, there is with everything,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I think we've covered quite a lot. Was there anything today that maybe you feel like I should have asked, but I didn't ask, or any point that maybe we should have covered but we didn't cover today, Sean?
Um, Not really. You asked some really great questions. Um, I don't know. I just feel like people need to take their lives into their own hands and take control and stop waiting for other people to do stuff for them.
Well, sometimes it is a little bit difficult for us to take that control and take that ownership because there's a sense of comfort sometimes uh, when somebody else is in control of
Mm,
everything, right?
that okay. I want to do something. This is what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to get help with that. Like if people coach with me, I'm not bossing them around. They're getting help, but they're still the ones that decided to hire me. That us because I have a coaching team, and you have to be the driver of your own life, is what I'm saying. If you're waiting around for people to turn up and choose you, I guess what I'm saying is you have to choose yourself.
No, that's very great. And just lastly, before we wrap up here, how can somebody reach out to you, John? What are your best ways
Very
to get in
easily
touch
because
with
I
you?
like to be accessible. So my name, Jeanne Omlor at gmail.com if they want to email me. My name on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. I also have a podcast called business.wealth.impact. So there's many ways of reaching out to me. And also my website, jeanneomlor.com.
Excellent. And for all the listeners, we will be putting that in the description, so you don't need to worry about. And thank you once again for tuning in to Procrastinator's Pit Stop for getting your source of motivation, inspiration. And just remember, if you can't find that motivation or inspiration today, maybe be that inspiration or motivation for someone else. Till next time.